gentlemen, welcome to round 11, your penultimate round here in season 3 of FRL. This week we're racing in Azerbaijan. Most people know it as Baku. I haven't been this excited to see a race in a while. Championship is down to just 2 people, RoLoSky and Jack. And it could all be decided this race. We'll talk about that in a minute. Talking about last race though, RoLoSky finished pole, or got pole in qualifying, finished in first. Jack, second place after a disappointing qualifying. SenTeX qualified P3, finished in P4. Mattey, though, with his second podium ever here with FRL. 80 Gamer in 5th, BartheZ in 6th, Crazy Boy in P7, Bartosz in 8th, Luo, a driver that we're going to talk about a lot here in qualifying. P9 and DEBE rounding out your top 10. Vixie, TrueHERO, Dżej Dżej, Mattey, Graxent, Foxxxes, Insidious, Noda with a disappointing finish, WasserSchwein with a disappointing finish, and Owski. Foxxxes, a driver you're not going to see this weekend though, after last race and some penalty points, picked up a race ban this week. So that's going to hurt AlphaTauri's chances in coming back in the Constructors' Championship. Definitely going to be a fun race to watch. As I said, RoLoSky can secure the Drivers' Championship this weekend if Jack does not have a strong race and RoLoSky has a strong race. That could be all she wrote. In the background, you're seeing a great overtake on Bartosz with Vixie. Some great battles last week there in Bahrain. Meanwhile, looking at the Drivers' Championship, Noda for a brief minute had P2. He's now back down to P3. Graxent in 4th place. You can see the huge gaps going down. Midfield battle is very tight right now between Ferraris, between Mattey, between WasserSchwein. All those drivers very close together. One race here could change everything. Alfa Romeo, Insidious, and Owski still down near the bottom. With your reserve drivers, Luoniev with a great drive in China currently has 12 points. No other reserve drivers have points. We do have a reserve driver racing this weekend for Foxxxes, so we'll see what he can put together. In the background, Jack, we keep talking about him. Great overtake on Mattey. Talking about the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull currently leading AlphaTauri. They could secure it this weekend. McLaren down in 3rd, looking to keep a hold of Ferrari in P4, Haas in P5. Williams only 1 point behind Haas, though, looking to definitely pull that gap together. Williams see if they can jump to P5 in the Constructors. Alpine in 7th, Mercedes, after some disappointing race results throughout the weeks, down in P8. Aston Martin 9th place, and Alfa Romeo in 10th place after what has been a disappointing drive for those two drivers this season. Going to look to put something together very strong here this race weekend. You can see back in the background Williams, Aston Martin's great battles coming through. My favorite clip of last weekend, Vixie has a great view on this battle in the front between TrueHERO and Bartosz. Drivers list this weekend, you have all 19 drivers except for Vixie and Luo. Unfortunately, this is going to be his last race with FRL due to some real-life changes. He won't be able to participate. Lord Zick, your reserve driver, filling in for Foxxxes and there in AlphaTauri. Of course, the points Lord Zick makes for this weekend do not count towards the Constructors' Championship. All Red Bull has to do is score 34 points, and they can secure it. As long as RoLoSky scores nothing. Red Bull combined need to get a 34-point gap, and then it's game over. Background, RoLoSky won last weekend. We're going to see what RoLoSky can put together this weekend. Let's go ahead and jump on in here and see what these drivers can bring to us. All right, jumping on. Let's see who's going to be the first driver here to decide to pull out of the pits and try to set a lap in. If you're new to FRL, this is an amateur league. This is not going to be your great top people. However, these drivers, for being a quote-unquote amateur league, is anything but. Dżej Dżej and SenTeX putting in times on time trial that break the top 100 regularly in the world. Absolutely impressive. Speaking of which, it looks like one of the first drivers going out on track is going to be one of the Ferraris. Which one is that, though? Let's see here. It looks like that is going to be the Ferrari of SenTeX going out first. Looks like he is opting to go on the soft tires and set up a time here. We'll see exactly what he's able to put together. Again, if you're new to FRL, 18-minute qualifying, 50% race on the track. Rain's been a problem this season. It seems like a lot of races have had rain. We'll see what goes together. Talking to the drivers earlier today during practice sessions about this track, it seems like one of the things all these drivers are nervous about, what we're coming up to here, is going to be the passing section. If you're not familiar with Baku, this section is where the infamous I am stupid comes from. Right there, that wall is going to be the one to watch. To flip a little bit of the inside, they're going to smash onto the outside. That'll be super exciting to keep up with. They've already told me to expect lots of caution flags coming through on the race. SenTeX, a driver that seems to do very strong here. Dżej Dżej is currently the vote for best pick for who we think is going to be. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens there. Tagging on, it looks like behind him is the Mercedes of Vixie. Talking about Vixie this season. Been a very interesting driver to watch. Vixie. I lose my train of thought, but I absolutely love this track. I love how long this track is for a street circuit. That's how everything is. Let's go ahead and jump on. We're going to do an onboard lap here with SenTeX. First driver out. We're going to watch him. You can keep going all the way down. Full speed. Drops down in the third gear. You're going to want to ride the curve coming out of the first curve going through, and you're going to brake right 70 meters. Cut inside hard. Try not to put that side wall coming out. DRS open. You're going to power down this long straightaway. A little bit of curves through here, but it's nothing that really bothers these drivers. The downforce just holds them into that. Brake around 100 meters. Cut it inside. Be careful not to put the curve. Don't put the wall on the outside. If you're familiar with Monaco, this is a track that's super familiar. This is a track that these drivers love. Well, I love it. I don't know what the drivers do. Cutting in lots of tight curves, lots of tight chicanes. Something they really try to put together. And then we're coming up into Sector 2, also known as the castle section. This is the dangerous part of the track. We already have yellow flags going out in Sector 2. It looks like that is possibly WasserSchwein who has hit through the wall. You can see those SenTeX on your screen. It's the chicane and the castle section. Gorgeous. I absolutely love how this driver is driving so far. SenTeX Ferrari, a great one to watch. They've already said the back half of the season is going to be their season. Look how close he just got to the wall there. SenTeX cutting around the curve. That curve on the inside is dangerous. You can see he barely bumped the wall on the outside. Don't believe he got wing damage, and let's just follow him along here. Coming down this long front straightaway. Drivers are going to hit insane speeds coming through here. Easily over 50 miles an hour. Coming around, just look at the pace in the driver's car. Is coming through DRS wide open at this point. Coming all the way down to the line. What is going to be his first time that SenTeX sets in? SenTeX is going to set the bar with a 1:39.2. Very respectable time coming in from SenTeX. We're going to see what Vixie behind him can put in, though. It looks like Vixie putting in a very, very good time there as well. Vixie about 1.9 seconds off the pace. Insidious coming down with 1.3 seconds off. It looks like Dżej Dżej is going to set the next time here. Dżej Dżej coming in with a 1:38.5, topping his teammate by 0.7 of a second. Very competitive times coming in so far. Absolutely great times coming through at the moment. 80 Gamer, it looks like it's on a flyer as well. 80 Gamer, let's see what time he puts in. He is going to be setting a 1:40.2. That'll put him into 4th place currently. Lots of things to talk about this weekend. One thing I do want to talk about, I want to jump on board here with Luo. I want to have a quick discussion. Luo announcing today that this would be his last race with FRL. Getting a new job, he said, and that means that this will be outside of his schedule. This is going to be his last track day. Luo, a driver that's had great success in our league. Looking at his stats, 31 races with FRL, only 2 DNFs, 41 points scored across his time in FRL. No wins, no podiums, however, a driver that's been very consistent and very key to whatever team he's in and key to their success. I really do wish Luo the best. Coming up, currently Luo looking so far at his stats this season, only 1 DNF, one of his 2 in 31 races, and overall finishing between 11th and 9th place consistently. Very strong, consistent driver. Definitely sad to see him go. Won't be able to finish up the season, but we do wish him the best. We'll go ahead and tag along with him here on this lap. We'll let him take you around on a full hot lap. You can see the Haas driver on the right-hand side, keeping out of the way for Luo. DRS open, and we're going to go ahead and tag along with him here on a hot lap. Just looking at the sheer speed that Luo's bringing in. Look at this, 206 miles an hour as he crosses the line here coming through. Looks like he put in a very strong time. Luo up with a 141 flat up into P12 for his first hot lap. Very, very good time. Meanwhile, while we were doing all that, it looks like Dżej Dżej went even faster with a 138.5. Lots of drivers back into the pits currently, and it looks like BartheZ is currently on an out lap. McLaren, P3 currently. Both drivers putting in strong finishes, trying to secure that P3 in constructors. Currently have a 51-point gap to Ferrari in P4, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what they're able to put together coming through and finishing out this season. I'm going to try to fix this audio a little bit so that way you all can actually hear me talk, but without blowing out the microphone, because I'm sure this race is going to get crazy. While we're following BartheZ here on his hot lap going through. Very, very great look so far from the McLaren driver. I do want to touch on the championship leader, RoLoSky. There are a few different ways he can secure the championship. Just looking at the main ones, easiest way for him to secure is going to be if he finishes in front of Jack and Noda. That will secure him as the Season 3 championship. So if Jack finishes ahead and RoLoSky, if Jack only finishes one place ahead in the top 4 places, that can secure everything still. So Jack has to win this race. If RoLoSky finishes in front of Jack and Noda, that guarantees RoLoSky the championship. The last time we were here, Jack finished P3, Noda in P2, and RoLoSky finished P11. So if this rolls through, this will be very interesting. And if Red Bull can score 34 more points than RoLoSky alone, Red Bull have automatically secured the constructors. Still messing with audio settings a little bit. Hopefully that's better. Let's see. BartheZ putting in a 139.4, improving up, putting him into P6 here. And it looks like we currently have around, let's see here, drivers coming into the pits, RoLoSky, Jack pitting in, following each other. Looking around at who's on what. SenTeX is currently on an out lap going down the main straight. See what he can put in. 6.5 minutes roughly left here in this qualifying session for round 11 of FRL. Penultimate race of Season 3. Gets me even more excited for Season 4. And with Season 4 coming around, you can see it looks like Mercedes going slow, getting SenTex's way. He doesn't need to worry about traffic at all. We'll jump on board with him a little bit. DRS open, of course, you can see going through. And it looks like going down this back straight, almost hitting 200 miles an hour, going to the braking point, braking 100 meters. Nice cut through the curb. The Ferraris have very, very strong understanding of this city circuit, so it'll be very interesting to see what they're able to put together for this race. Looking at the last time we were here in Azerbaijan, the last winner was Graxent, so that's very promising for Red Bull. Last winner was Graxent, Noda 2, Jack in 3. However, Ferrari have said that they believe they can come back on this track and win it. So, going to be really interesting to watch going through there. So far, watching this hot lap with SenTeX, it is a very nice looking hot lap. Coming around this back of the second sector. Brakes hard. It's just impressive how he comes through there. Barely missing the wall. Runoff areas are going to be very important if the drivers don't brake right. Half a second up. SenTeX is on this lap, currently purple in the middle sector. Can he surpass his teammate and gain that half a second to secure himself a provisional pole with 5 minutes to go? Coming through. And it looks like SenTeX is going to put himself into P3, not good enough for provisional pole with a 138.9. There's a major cluster going through the castle section there, it looks like. Noda out on a hot lap. Did he get compromised coming through by the drivers behind him? Whew. Still barely missing that wall going through. Absolute car control there by Noda, who sets a purple middle sector as well. You can see just by the cameras just how fast the drivers are going here. It is absolutely impressive and somewhat scary to ride on board with. Coming across, Noda bumps himself into P3 with a 138.8. Is anybody going to be able to beat Dżej Dżej's 138.5? I do not know. We'll jump on board. RoLoSky is one of the drivers that was behind Noda, causing that traffic jam in the castle section. RoLoSky looking to secure himself this weekend after 1, 2, 3 first place finishes and 6 podiums this season. He is looking to go ahead and wrap up his driver's championship this weekend. Can he do it? It'll remain to be seen. When we were at Monaco, he finished P2. Street circuit seemed to be something that RoLoSky does good. However, knowing where he finished last season at this same track, it'll be very, very interesting to see as he goes purple in the first sector, still coming through. Coming into the castle section, we'll see exactly what he can do coming through the castle. Is he going to pull Charles Leclerc? He is not, barely missing that wall. You can see just the guts these drivers have to have going through in order to make this track go well for them. Coming through very close to that outside wall. The closer these drivers get to the outside wall, the faster they're going. Coming around here down the straightaway, we're going to look and see what he can put on for it. Jumping on, he is currently going faster coming through here than we've seen most drivers. 195 miles an hour before the DRS. Already over 200. He's going to cross the line at 204 miles an hour. He's going to put in a 138.4, topping Dżej Dżej by a tenth of a second. And that is going to put RoLoSky on provisional pole. 2 minutes left to go here in your qualifying session. Jack, his main rival. It's going to be interesting to see how Jack can respond and what Jack can put together. Dżej Dżej. 2 minutes to go here on a 1 minute 40 lap. Coming out, he is going to try to respond to RoLoSky. However, he has lots of traffic in front of him. Is this going to compromise his strategy, trying to be one of the last people to go out? Potentially it could. Lots of drivers getting out of his way, though. Lots of respect here in this league for the drivers coming out, going on hot laps or out laps versus drivers who are on in laps. They know to get out of each other's way and try to give each other a clean lap, but sometimes it just can't happen. We'll tag along here with Dżej Dżej on his outlap currently. Lots of drivers going through on outlaps. Only a minute and a half to go in this session. It looks like leading all of that is going to be WasserSchwein. No, sorry, it's going to be WasserSchwein's teammate Vixie is going to be the one leading us out to complete these final laps. And Vixie is going to put in a time coming across the line of a 140.7, not good enough to improve himself in the leaderboard. A little bit faster of a time, puts himself into P19. Coming across the line, it looks like is going to be Noda who is getting ready to start. Sorry, it's Noda's teammate BartheZ who is starting his hot lap. BartheZ a little late on the brakes there going into the second corner, but it looks like he was able to get away with it. And he is going to be the one who is starting all of these final laps for the drivers. You can see just the control he has going through. And we're going to jump on board here with Dżej Dżej, as I believe Dżej Dżej is still stuck trying to work his way through traffic. Did he get held up there by the Haas? I don't believe so, but that could be detrimental to his race here. BartheZ looking very strong. 3 seconds to go. Is his teammate Noda going to be able to get across the line? Noda is not, so his teammate cannot improve on his time. Noda's going to be locked in at P4. SenTeX locked in at P5 so far. Can anybody improve and knock them down the order, though? Luo, his final qualifying session with FRL, it has a 140.2 locked in P15. On your screen, though, is BartheZ absolutely flying going through, improving little by little. It's so close to the wall there coming through the last of the Sector 2 corners. Going to Sector 3, that hard left-hander before the long straight. BartheZ purple in Sector 2 by almost 3/10. Is he going to be able to hold on to it in Sector 3 in order to improve? Coming across the line. BartheZ flooring it coming through. Can BartheZ improve? And it looks like BartheZ puts in a 139.1. And that is invalidated, though, due to track limits. So he is going to be locked into P8. Coming through behind him, you can see Insidious, who puts himself into P11. Then behind that, you have Graxent, who puts himself into provisional pole with a 138.3. He is going to be locked in. Can anybody behind him beat him, though? Dżej Dżej coming up to the line, puts himself a 138.4. Cannot improve, so Graxent is going to lock himself into pole position for this race, unless somebody behind him can beat him. It looks like that 2 cars are going to be the Hasses, and it looks like 80 Gamer is missing his front wing. Crazy Boy coming across the line, puts in not a good enough time. 2 minutes. It looks like him and his teammate may have had a little bit of an interaction. So Graxent on pole position for this penultimate round, looking very strong to put Red Bull in a great position. So that's going to put Graxent on pole position for this race. Dżej Dżej in the Ferrari up in P2. RoLoSky in P3. Noda in P4. SenTeX in P5. Jack coming through in P6. WasserSchwein in P7. DEBE, BartheZ, LordZick, TrueHERO, Insidious, Bartosz, Mattey, Mattey, Luo, 80 Gamer, Crazy Boy, Vixie, and Owski, who did not set a time in this qualifying session. So it looks like your top 6 are going to be very strong to watch. Ferrari doing very well this session. RoLoSky trying to put himself on pole, but was not able to. Graxent, the Red Bull, bringing pole position home. His teammate in P6, though, his teammate is RoLoSky's main competitor. Can Jack get a great jump off the line and put himself into the lead? We'll be right back. All right, here we go for the formation lap here of this penultimate round. An exciting qualifying, even more exciting here for the race. 26 laps of this street circuit should be a very, very good race to watch here. Graxent, last winner here. Actually, was he the last winner here? Or am I mixing up my stats? No, he was the last winner here. Last season, defending Season 2 champion. putting in a really, really good qualifying session. I'm excited to see what he puts together here. Looking back, Dżej Dżej in P2 is going to be looking to get a strong jump off the line. He wants to put Ferrari back in its glory. So it'll be really interesting to see what he puts together here. RoLoSky P3 going to be looking to get a jump off the line here. Noda 4th place, SenTeX 5th, Jack 6th, WasserSchwein in 7th, DEBE in 8th. This castle section, I'm very scared of. You can see RoLoSky, even during this formation lap, getting very close to that wall. I'm going to go ahead and predict a lap 1 safety car because somebody is going to hit that wall. 26 laps, 50% race distance. Sim damage is on, so these drivers can DNF. Safety cars are enabled. However, one thing is that the game here, even with what you get in, you can still have penalties applied after the race. So at the end of this race, what you see is not necessarily the final finishing position because there can be some chaos, there can be some reports. You can see Dżej Dżej going a lot slower compared to Graxent here. Things looking like they're getting slightly out of order because the F1 game is a great time. So Graxent taking his time, warming up his tires, preparing here for the formation lap, not wanting to see anything crazy happen. Lining up, coming in. It'll be nice to see how these drivers line up. The Hasses in the background being the last ones to line up here on the formation lap, very far back. 26 laps of great action getting ready to come your way. Will be very exciting to see what gets put together here as you see all the drivers getting into position. Looking at tire strategy here, it looks like strategy is soft for the top 10, medium for TrueHERO, soft Insidious Bartosz. Mattey is going to go for the hard tire, alternate strategy coming out. Vixie through Mattey, 19th through 15th are running medium, and then Owski going to run soft, going to try to get an early jump off the line and get something interesting coming. Looks like the drivers are lined up here, waiting on the Hasses to get in position to finish everything up. And we are about to get underway here. Drivers are lined up, and it is going to be 5 red lights here in Baku. And we are underway for your penultimate round here of FRL Season 3. You can see Dżej Dżej gets a lot of wheel spin coming off the line. Graxent gets away really well, and you can see back in the back, lots of bumping and going around. You can see back in the back, that is Lord Zik spinning around in the background. You can see chaos happening going through. It looks like that is Mattey missing. Mattey's missing his wing. Mattey has a penalty. Lua has a penalty. Absolutely chaos in the background, and we have a safety car before we can even get through the first 2 turns of this track. Absolute carnage in the midfield going through those first couple corners, and you could see Dżej Dżej with crazy wheel spin off the line, not getting away at all. So this is going to neutralize the field reset. These drivers will pit, repair their damage. Tons of penalties already out. TrueHERO, Mattey, both with 10-second time penalties. AD Gamer has a 5-second time penalty. Mattey and Bartosz both have 5-second time penalties. Owski, Luo, both with 5-second time penalties as well. What a chaotic first corner. I am very interested to see some driver point of view from that because that was absolute carnage. And we have a safety car before we can even get through the first 2 corners of this race. Looking at the big winners and losers here, Bartosz and Mattey both making up 5 and 6 places respectfully. BartheZ, one of the first drivers to dive into the pits here. AD Gamer up 5 spots. Crazy Boy Vixie, Owski up 4 spots each. WasserSchwein, the big loser here of this start here, down 13 spots. Mattey's getting a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with DEBE. BartheZ, Mattey, TrueHERO, AD Gamer, LoRDZick, and Insidious all into the pits right now. All drivers having to replace lots of damage, so it'll be interesting to see what this does for their race strategy. You can see here on your screen LoRDZick going onto mediums. Pit stop strategy, soft medium to medium or soft medium to hard. 2-stop strategy, either way you go. Going to be very, very long racing for these drivers. 2-stop strategy, and some of these drivers didn't even make it the first lap before having to pit and go into a different tire. That could absolutely compromise their strategy and mean they have to get another stop. However, if the race is going to go like this with a few safety cars, it could not matter at all for them. But Graxent still in the lead after the first 2 corners. I really thought Dżej Dżej was going to get the jump on him there, and Dżej Dżej was not able to. You can see just how slow under safety car these drivers have to go through the castle section. That section scares me. As someone who drives this track as well, that section is the scariest section in any track on this game. And I even race Monaco, and I don't like Monaco, but the castle section scares me. This entire track scares me, because this track is very unforgiving. There's no runoff area. It's one of those things, if you lock your brakes going into the corner, you have to commit to the runoff, or you're going to hit the wall. Looking behind Graxent here, you can see Dżej Dżej, and Dżej Dżej is going to be very keen to get this race back underway as he wants to get around. RoLoSky is going to be very keen to get back underway because he wants the slipstream down the main straight to try to get around Dżej Dżej and Graxent. Of course, after safety car, no DRS for 2 laps, so that will not play into his hands at all. SenTeX needs to get by RoLoSky in order to play backup for his teammate Dżej Dżej. So I'm wondering if SenTeX will be able to get a jump off of the safety car restart and get things going. Meanwhile, lap 2 here coming across for your 3rd lap of racing, and we are going to be under safety car. Owski coming into the pits. I'm not for sure why at the moment. It looks like he is going to go onto a set of medium compound tires and go ahead and serve that penalty that he had. Interesting strategy from him, so we'll see how this plays out in the long-term pit strategy. TrueHERO into the pits as well, serving his time penalty that he had. So drivers deciding to get the penalties out of the way now as opposed to trying to serve them later. Interesting, BartheZ down have all pitted already this race, and it looks like mediums were the option for all of them except for DEBE, who went onto a set of hards. Everyone else from 12th place up has kept their tires. Safety car coming around to start the middle sector, going very slow, and I'm sure Graxent does not want this car to be going that slow, as he needs to keep some heat in those soft tires so that way that can help him get a strong jump off of the line. Look at Dżej Dżej though. Dżej Dżej getting right beside Graxent. It's almost as if we're watching Max and Lewis on the final lap of the final race of the season. If you missed that today, FIA have came out and said they've dismissed both of Mercedes' protests, and that means that Max Verstappen was crowned the world champion today, his first world championship with Red Bull. Absolutely amazing to watch emotions come from him. It was an exciting race. If you've missed it, you need to go watch it. Even though you now know who won, you need to take the time and go back and watch that replay start to finish. It was gorgeous. Absolutely one of my favorite F1 races I've ever watched. Don't know if safety car is going to be in this lap or if there's going to be another lap of racing. Safety car is going to be coming in this lap, and look at Graxent backing the pack up. Look at Dżej Dżej right behind him. Look at RoLoSky just watching them. You can see just the swerving going around. Drivers trying to keep heating their tires. Graxent is going to wait as long as possible to try to prevent that slipstream that Dżej Dżej can gain going down the straight. You can see he's speeding up a little bit. Is he going to go ahead and take off? It looks like he's going to go ahead and go. Dżej Dżej might not have been ready for it, so they're going to be underway now back in the back. You can see Noda and Jack getting mixed up here. Is Dżej Dżej going to have a way to get around here. You can see back in the background, Bartosz in P7 right against any pass is going to get away here. You can see the Williams teammate squabbling it out right there, and it looks like Bartosz goes a little bit wide, but we're back underway, and you can see SenTeX going very, very far off, and that's going to be bad for him. That's going to open up the door for one Williams. Is the other Williams going to be able to get around him here? It looks like yes, he is. SenTeX losing out big time on that restart. Jumping back in the back and Pete's in here. Vixie right against, and it looks like we've had a spin here, and it looks like that is going to be Crazy Boy who was spun. Graxent is going to be out of the session here. Oh, massive crash for the Red Bull driver. Meanwhile, Dżej Dżej up in the lead now due to Graxent's crash, and you can see RoLoSky right behind him going into the castle section for the first time under green flag racing. Dżej Dżej getting through the castle section with not a lot of issues there. Going through, he is going to need to build a gap very quickly as RoLoSky will have slipstream going down the main straight. Owski now wrecking as well in the castle section, DNF, and that is going to be a safety car coming out now. Your second safety car here in this penultimate race, round 11. We said the castle section was going to be rough, and you can see it looks like Crazy Boy losing out big time in the castle section. I wonder if him and Owski got together back there in the back. And that's what's brought this out. I don't see any damage to Crazy Boy's car currently. However, that does not mean that there's not any. Dżej Dżej opting to go ahead and dive into the pits. We'll see who else follows him in here. And it looks like lots of drivers are going to decide to follow him in. Noda, though, deciding to stay out, interestingly enough. But you have Dżej Dżej, RoLoSky, Jack, BartheZ, SenTeX, all deciding to come into the pits right now. We'll see what tires they're opting into. Looks like Dżej Dżej is going to go on a fresh set of mediums. RoLoSky onto a set of mediums. Jack onto mediums. So these drivers deciding to go ahead and get off those soft tires they started on and opt into the mediums. Lots of shuffling going around the board here. We've had only about 3/4 of a lap of green flag racing currently. Noda, your leader, though, after 5 laps, going on a set of soft tires. Big gain right now. Luo up 12 positions into 4th place. The ramifications of Graxent's DNF is going to hit Red Bull so hard in the Constructors' Championship. It's also going to make life for Jack a little bit more difficult this race, as that means he is not going to have a teammate to try to assist him, give him slipstream, block up any drivers. He is going to be running it on his own. Luo, his final race here in FRL, trying to put a stamp in. Can he get his first podium here with FRL in his final race? The drivers continuing to come through the castle section here. Just the curve there. If you bump that curve the wrong way, you're going straight into the outside wall. Drivers still yet to stop. Luo and Noda, the only drivers that have not been into the pits yet. And it looks like Luo's on medium, so he's going to try to stick with the pit strategy and make this work. Although he could take a pit under safety car. Luo, DEBE, Mattey, and Mattey all still have penalties to serve that they'll have to serve on their next stop. So it'll be very interesting to see when they serve those and what they do with those. Safety car going very slow. Noda up against the safety car, trying to tell the safety car driver to go on. Doesn't look like it's working. Safety car is speeding up a lot, though, going down the straightaway, but very slow through the curve. You can see back in the back, the drivers behind him just swerving left and right, trying to build heat up into their tires. Dżej Dżej, of course, on the medium compound tires, brand new, along with RoLoSky, trying to build up heat and get those tires ready to go. That way they can get a strong jump whenever we get back racing here. As we currently sit here on lap 6 under safety car, if we finished in the positions we're currently in, that means that RoLoSky would secure the championship at the moment. For Noda to stay in the championship fight, RoLoSky needs to finish lower than 6th. And with RoLoSky's pace, the way we're currently looking, I don't know if that's going to happen. But Noda has put in the fastest lap so far with a 150.5. Although with so many laps under safety car, I don't know that that necessarily means anything. But with the way qualifying looked, it is possible that he could keep himself in the championship fight this weekend. Looking here, we'll see if safety car is going to be in this lap. And safety car is going to be in this lap, which means we'll be back underway here. 20 laps to go with the line. We'll see how long these drivers can keep things going. Again, Noda on 5-lap-old softs. Dżej Dżej and RoLoSky right behind him on brand new medium tires. So we'll see what they can put together to try to keep things going. And safety car is going to pull away here. Noda stayed right against the safety car, so we are going to be back underway here. We'll see here if slipstream of Dżej Dżej and RoLoSky, anything happen. Noda, though, getting disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. That is his race over. Let's see what happens here in the background. You can see lots of things going around. Noda disqualified from the session. That is disappointing for him. However, RoLoSky is going to love to see that. Jack is right behind RoLoSky, trying to get close to the driver and trying to get things together. Here in the midfield looking around, it looks like things are not too crazy. These drivers deciding to be a lot more conservative. Back in the back, though, looks like Vixie WasserSchwein losing out. Bartosz and AD Gamer scrapping it out back in 11th place. Great battle coming from them. We'll see how this continues going through. It looks like AD Gamer shut it up, but Bartosz getting very close. His teammate Mattey right behind him as well. Looking back up in the front of the field, though, RoLoSky 1.2 seconds behind Dżej Dżej already. Jack a second behind RoLoSky. These drivers are shooting to build a gap early. Meanwhile, back in P6, BartheZ about half a second behind Lord Zik. And DEBE half a second behind him. Coming through the castle section, you can see a little bit of a corrective there by DEBE, trying to avoid hitting the wall there through the castle section. And it looks like this time all the drivers are going to get through the castle section without issue. We're going to jump on here with RoLoSky. A second back on Dżej Dżej coming down this extremely long straightaway in the front. You can see RoLoSky setting a purple middle sector coming through for our first full lap of green flag racing. 6/10 separate him and Dżej Dżej, but you can see absolutely flying. Is it possible RoLoSky's going to gain on him here? DRS not available for 2 laps after the safety car again, so no DRS here, just the power of slipstream and some ERS to take advantage of. Gaining, and he is going to cut that gap down to 4/10. Breaks a little bit later than Dżej Dżej, so it is possible that he could get him within this lap. 3/10 the gap now. Looking back in the back, it looks like there's a lot of battles going on here in your midfield as well. Drivers trying to beat the last of the late breaker, get around people here. RoLoSky gap now up to 4/10 for him and Dżej Dżej, down to 3.5. It looks like Dżej Dżej has better pace through the curves. However, RoLoSky is doing significantly better down straightaways, perhaps just different downforce settings. Dżej Dżej probably tuning for the second sector, but RoLoSky has advantage in first and third. Gap 4/10, gap 3.5. A little bit better of a run from RoLoSky here. And you can see RoLoSky maybe locking the brakes up a little bit there. Trying to close this gap down very hard. Gap's now 3/10, so it is possible that RoLoSky is going to get Dżej Dżej coming down this straightaway. Crazy Boy now DNFing a wreck in the middle sector. That is going to be detrimental for RoLoSky, not what he wanted to see. Safety car is out for the 3rd time this race here on lap 8. RoLoSky had such a good run coming through there, and SenTeX back in the back on DEBE had such a good run as well. But it looks like none of that matters here, with Crazy Boy being the 4th driver to DNF. Lap 8, and your 3rd safety car here in round 11 of FRL. Looks like LordZick, SenTeX, and AD Gamer are going to be going into the pits here. Looks like SenTeX coming out on a set of hard compound tires. LordZick in front of him coming out on a set of hard compound tires as well. And AD Gamer pitting, repairing some damage and going out on hard compound tires as well. They're going to be playing the long game here to see what they can put together. Meanwhile, Dżej Dżej taking full advantage of what he can. Up into the lead, RoLoSky up in P2, Jack in P3. Safety car is just what he wanted, as RoLoSky was starting to build a bit of a gap there, and that means that Jack can try to stay right behind RoLoSky here on the restart, possibly pass him, and try to keep his championship contention alive. All of these drivers are on the same age medium tires. Your top 3 on 3-lap-old mediums. Luo on 8-lap-old mediums. BartheZ on 6-lap-old mediums. DEBE on hard tires. Only driver in the top 11 on hard tires. Everybody else opting underneath him. LordZick, SenTeX, AD Gamer, TrueHERO, and Vixie on fresh par compound tires. I don't believe they can make those last to the end. Tire degradation here around Baku is very, very high. But with some tire conservation, we could see some very interesting strategies here. Possibly SenTeX coming into play here late in the game to try to help Ferrari get another victory and a double podium. Dżej Dżej trying to push the safety car as hard as he can, trying to get the safety car back underway. This is starting to shape up to be another Singapore. Singapore having, I believe, 5 or 6 safety cars. Lots of safety cars in Singapore. I can't even remember how many. But that race lasted 65 minutes. And it was a very long race. It was a good race, don't get me wrong. It was just lots of laps under safety car, lots of things. As Michael Massey says, we're at a car race. We don't want things to finish under safety car. So going to be interesting to see where things go from here. Let's kind of recap how your season's gone here in FRL while we're running these laps under safety car. Round 1, Great Britain. RoLoSky wins there. Foxxxes in P2, Jack in P3. Looking round 2, didn't run the Netherlands race due to severe game issues because F1 2021 game is the best game ever made. Am I right? Am I right? Because I kind of think I'm right there. So, didn't run that track. Would have been a fun race to run. Season 3, Monaco. SenTeX, a no pit stop strategy due to a wet race, bringing it in there. RoLoSky in P2, Graxent in P3, Foxxxes in P4. It was a very, very dangerous race there. Lots of scary things there. We did have a glitch though. No safety car, so that was hard to watch. DEBE retiring from the session. Did he just wreck in the castle section? He absolutely spun in the castle section. Oh, DEBE. Spinning under safety car, clipping the wall. Castle section dangerous regardless of where you're at. Safety car, full racing, it doesn't matter. That castle section is catching people out. At this rate, we're going to only have half the grid finishing this race. Back to recaps. Italy was round 4. RoLoSky won that one as well. Graxent P2, Jack P3. Absolutely amazing racing there. Vixie gets a 5-second penalty for a collision with TrueHERO. crazy things happening here. I believe the safety car is in this lap. We'll finish up this recap later. If there's another safety car, I'll finish it in. But meanwhile, jumping on board with Dżej Dżej, you can see right on his tail is RoLoSky. And unfortunately for RoLoSky, Jack has a bit more of a gap. It looks like he may try to slipstream it, try to hold Luo off there. Dżej Dżej is gonna bring us back underway here. Lap 11 of this penultimate round here of FRL. You can see, as far as Dżej Dżej goes, Dżej Dżej playing very conservative on the takeoff there. Going through, we'll see if anything crazy happens back in the midfield coming around the first couple of corners. I don't see any crazy positions. Drivers absolutely being more conservative now. They want to complete this race and complete it in one piece. Dżej Dżej is trying to hold off RoLoSky. RoLoSky had a little bit of a look on the outside. Is he going to try to switch things back here coming through? And it looks like RoLoSky is going to have a dive up the inside. It looks like Dżej Dżej may just barely get a better run off there. And it looks like Jack is going to be able to take advantage of that. Jack on the inside of RoLoSky there. And that's going to be the outside for this curve. And it looks like they may have touched, but Jack is going to have the inside for the chicane. But RoLoSky is right side by side there. They are neck and neck coming through. RoLoSky trying to hold on to P2. Looks like Jack is going to break a little bit later. They are right beside each other looking at this. RoLoSky is back in the lead, and Jack is going to concede the position here going into the castle section. But they're going to bump, and that is going to be Jack out. Oh no, and that is Jack out in the castle section as him and RoLoSky come together. And that is going to be another safety car. And it looks like we have severe collisions there with SenTeX bumping into drivers, but that is going to be a safety car and a DNF for Jack, and that is going to secure the championship for RoLoSky as long as RoLoSky can finish in the top 10. What a tight battle from the championship leaders. Unfortunately, Jack coming out on the bad end of the situation. Oh no. Oh, that will be an interesting discussion after the fact. I'm sure Toto and Christian are going to have some conversations there. Luo and BartheZ finally making their first pit stops here of the race. Insidious going to be pitting in as well. Looks like Mattey, Mattey, Bartosz, WasserSchwein, SenTeX all going to be into the pits here. I believe SenTeX got some serious damage there, but I missed it. Lots of penalties being handed out in that situation for some severe collisions. SenTeX is missing his front wing. Not sure what happened there. Dżej Dżej, though, still in the lead. Dżej Dżej really did not want that safety car. RoLoSky and Jack battling it out was very interesting to see. That would allow Dżej Dżej to run away there for a little bit. But unfortunately, what a battle. What a battle there. Jack tried to back out of it side by side going into the castle section. It looks like RoLoSky just tried to cut too far inside on the line, and he tried to go a little bit wider. Either he didn't know Jack was there, he didn't care Jack was there, and Jack just eats the wall. And unfortunately, as long as RoLoSky finishes top 10, that is going to be the championship secure. However, we are only on lap 12 of 26. This is a long race to go. AD Gamer in the Haas in P3, though, after everything crazy happening here. BartheZ in 4th place. Let's look at what's happened here. AD Gamer up 14 places. However, he is the only driver that still has a penalty hanging over him. Luo, his final race here with FRL, he is up 10 places. Mattey, 7th place, up 8 places. Biggest loser so far is going to be SenTeX, who's down 4 places. Disqualification for Noda after jumping on the safety car restart, not respecting the delta. Graxent DNFing with a crash. DEBE crashing under safety car Jack. We just saw that absolutely crazy battle there with him and RoLoSky. I don't know how RoLoSky got out of that without damage. I do not know. Crazy Boy wrecking, Owski wrecking. So those are your drivers currently out. 6 drivers DNFing here in 12 laps. Looking as far as who's pit, AD Gamer has done 2 stops, but is still up in P3, so he is going to be someone interesting to watch here. 4 stops for TrueHERO. I'm imagining that's due to damage multiple times. Looking at tires currently, Dżej Dżej and RoLoSky on the same pit strategy, both on 7-lap on mediums. 80 Gamer on 3-lap hard tires. It is possible with some conservation he may be able to make it to the end. BartheZ on a fresh set of hards, Insidious on a fresh set of mediums, Luo on a fresh set of hards, Mattey, WasserSchwein on hards, SenTeX and LordZick on fresh sets of mediums, Mattey and Bartosz both on fresh tires, medium and hard respectively. TrueHERO is on 2-lap old and Vixie on 4-lap old. I'm very torn on if that was a racing incident or if that was something deliberate. It'll be... Oh, this is shaping up like real life F1 here. It'll be interesting to see the precedent that gets set by the stewards for what just happened. I'm interested to see both drivers' point of view there. Like I said, just initial thoughts. It seemed like either RoLoSky didn't know he was there or just didn't care he was there. I don't know who had the racing line in that situation. Jack did back out of it, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe he just got hot on the brakes or what happened. I would need to go back and watch that myself. In fact, I'm going to try and jump back a little bit just to see exactly how that happened. Looking at a replay coming through here, it looks like battling it out. You can see they're coming down that straightaway in sector 1. Dżej Dżej RoLoSky battling, and then Jack gets the jump on him coming through, going into the start of the second sector. They're side by side coming through there. Jack gets ahead going into that curve. However, it looks like he gets a little late on the brakes. That gives RoLoSky a better run. Going through their neck and neck, coming up to the right-hander to go to the castle section. It looks like Jack backs out of it at that point because he knows what's coming up. And then brakes, bumps into the rear RoLoSky, and then wrecks. I can't say who that was there because you can see when you're watching going in, Jack is turning in, he's turning in early for the apex. But it looks like RoLoSky is further on the inside and then he bumps him and puts his lead. And then RoLoSky is on the racing line, but Jack is on the racing line too at this point. He's in the back of RoLoSky. So at this point, he was just a passenger. It's very hard to say, but meanwhile, we've been looking at that replay and we're back underway here. I'm astonished at what we've just witnessed. Looks like Dżej Dżej got away well. I don't see anything crazy happening here. It looks like BartheZ and 80 Gamer are battling it out a little bit, and it looks like BartheZ is past 80 Gamer with no issues there. Insidious in 5th place is right against him. Gets the inside here, but a bad run. It looks like that may allow Mattey to look at getting by him as well. A little dive up the inside there. Nothing too crazy happens. TrueHERO and Bartosz have wrecked back in the back, it appears, but it looks like they're both underway. No crazy issues. Jumping back here with our battle for 5th place, 4th place. And it looks like Mattey's trying to get in on the action as well, but it looks like so far 80 Gamer making that pass that's 2 meters wide, about 10 meters wide, and it looks like we're going into the castle section here. I don't see anything crazy happening at the moment. It looks like drivers getting through the castle section with no issues. Did I commentator Graxent potentially? Dżej Dżej in the lead with a second gap, and behind RoLoSky is a 2.5 second gap. Half seconds. WasserSchwein only 2/10 off the back here of SenTeX. SenTeX needs to push and build up a gap and try to get around Mattey here. Looking up front, still nothing crazy. Insidious 3/10 off of 80 Gamer. However, SenTeX getting past Mattey here, coming through the straightaway. No issues, just flying by him there. And you can see back in the back here, it looks like WasserSchwein is only a 10th off trying to go by as well. And it looks like he's going to have Mattey on his inside. They're side by side here, and it looks like WasserSchwein is going to get past Mattey going down the straightaway. It looks like Mattey has dove into the pits now, though, which is going to allow lots of people by him, and it looks like going through, that is okay. Insidious 80 Gamer battling it out. It looks like 80 Gamer got a bad run. Insidious is able to get past him there. Now on lap 15 of this 26-lap race here. Lots of close battles here through the midfield. 80 Gamer only a 10th off of Insidious. Is he going to try to make a pass happen coming through? SenTeX trying to take advantage of any opportunity he can find back there as well. Oh, and you can see here LordZick is trying to make a move on WasserSchwein. They are side by side coming through. Ooh, they almost touch. LoRdZik's going to try a little bit of a switchback here, try to get a little bit better of a run coming through the corner. It looks like he does. He's got slipstream. He's going to dive on the inside. He's going to break a little bit later. They're going to touch wheels coming through here, and it looks like LoRdZik goes over the curb, but he's able to keep it together. Where is WasserSchwein backing out? He does not want to repeat what Jack did. Coming through the castle section, LoRdZik is going to hold on to P7. RoLoSky half a second off of Dżej Dżej now, trying to use slipstream a little bit better of a drive, and you can see just how close the drivers are getting to the wall. Dżej Dżej might have tapped the wall a little bit there coming into the final corner before this long front stretch. There are a couple curves here, but the drivers don't even treat it like curves, so I don't count it. This is a long front stretch. RoLoSky now 2/10 back, 3/10 back. Dżej Dżej deploying his ERS, trying to build a bit of a gap here. Trying to hold on. Still no DRS here. Yellow flag in Sector 3. Looks like that is LoRdZik, who is DNF. And there's a safety car. RoLoSky had that gap down to 2/10. We'll see if we can jump on board here with Mattey and see what happened to LoRdZik. Looking through it, looks like he may have just put that inside wall against the curve going down the straightaway. That is, while it's all along straight for these cars, you can still flip the curb a little bit, and then that could be a race over. Both Mercedes in the pits, double stacking. Mercedes deciding to double stack. Not a great decision on there, and I wonder if there was miscommunication there or what exactly happened. Meanwhile, safety car is out on lap 16 here of this 26-lap race. 10 laps to go. And we have winners and we have losers. Luo up 10 places so far. Dżej Dżej with the lead. RoLoSky P3 to P2. BartheZ up 6. Insidious up 8. SenTeX right back where he started in P5. Big game so far, Luo. Luo going to be my driver of the day regardless of what happens. Jack saying Dżej Dżej for the win. Dżej Dżej was the favorite to win, and Dżej Dżej saying verbatim here. Let's see exactly what he said. Dżej Dżej says, you all think too much of me. I'm a time trial hero, but would love to make the predictions come true. Well, from what it's looking like so far, Dżej Dżej has 50% of the votes for the win, and it looks like Dżej Dżej is really putting himself in a position to make this come true. Lap 16 of 26, and we are under safety car for what I believe is the 4th time today. Dżej Dżej coming into the pits here, which is going to give the lead to RoLoSky. But looking at your tire situation here, RoLoSky on 11 lap old medium, so it's interesting that he did not pit. Dżej Dżej opting to go onto a fresh set of mediums. That is going to give him a tire advantage here, and we'll see if he's able to build his way all the way back up to the lead. Jumping back here on our discussion we had during the last safety car about a recap of this season. Round 4 was Italy, round 5 was Spain. 80 Gamer winning Spain after some amazing pit strategy from him and WasserSchwein, reigning during a late race safety car, opting to go onto a set of intermediate tires early. Nobody else did, and it opened up their race. Absolutely amazing highlights there. It was a race to remember. Round 6 coming in there. Jack winning round 6 with RoLoSky in P2 in France. Round P3 was BartheZ in France. After what was a interesting race, only 3 DNFs that day. Very, very strong racing. Singapore, again, tons of safety cars, tons of DNFs. We only had 13 drivers finish that day. Dry race, Jack won, Noda P2, Mattey P3. Mattey's first podium in FRL in round 7. Round 8, we went to China. China, Noda P1, Graxent P2, Dżej Dżej P3. Jalashne, a reserve driver, putting in a crazy performance, getting P4, running for Alfa Romeo, I believe, that day. And an impressive performance from him. Just astonishing to watch him as a reserve driver going through. Round 9 last week, Portugal, or not last week, sorry. Round 9, Portugal 2 weeks ago. Noto, RoLoSky, Mattey with a glorious drive last week, or in Portugal. Jack finished P4. Very good race. Portugal's a gorgeous track. I'm so excited to see it next season again. Round 10 last week, RoLoSky winning, Jack in P2, Mattey in P3 again. SenTeX in P4, Bahrain. Good track, fun track. It was a fun race to watch. Looking to see what converts here coming through. Let's see here. Let's take a second here and talk about Season 4. If this is your first time joining us, Season 4 has been announced. Your first race of Season 4 is going to be on January 9th. It's going to be a very, very fun one to watch here. Season 4 expanding to 14 races and 2 splits. If you're interested in joining FRL, you don't want to compete with the big dogs, be your first time in league racing, and you just want to get a taste of what league racing is like, you should definitely join us. Look at going for the second split there, joining as a reserve, a race driver, or an engineer. Teams do need engineers to run through. Running F1 cars, split 2 is going to allow full assist, and it is going to run at 7 p.m. Central European time, with split 1 being the main event, which you're watching now, running at its normal time of 8:30 p.m. Central European time. If you're excited about FRL, you're excited about F1 racing, league racing, you should definitely join and get excited for that. 14 races for Season 4 starting on January 9th. Speaking of Season 4, while these drivers are going around, I got a little teaser for you. Kind of give you a little bit of a preview of what FRL is about and what you're going to be looking at here in Season 4. Good little 30 seconds. Like Noto is going to be your winner. And that's all you all are going to get to see here so far of our Season 4 excitement trailer. Season 3, little snippet there, gets everybody excited for Season 4, just preps you for the race. Safety car is, of course, in this lap. RoLoSky taking control of the field. BartheZ behind him. Insidious in P3. SenTeX in P4. Luo in 5th. And it looks like we are going to be back underway. RoLoSky has control of the field here. The BartheZ is going to be under pressure right away from Insidious here. We are back underway. Lap 19 of 26 here in your FRL Round 11, Season 3. Anyway, it looks like BartheZ gets a little bit loose, and you can see back in the back there, it looks like that is going to be one of the Alpines, I believe, wrecking. I believe that was Mattey who spun there, and he is back underway. Maybe it was Mattey. I'm not for sure at this point. Looks like it was probably Mattey, but we're going to jump back up here. RoLoSky in P1, BartheZ in P2. You can see Insidious right behind him, though. Luo and AD Gamer scrapping it out down there for 8th place. And it looks like Luo potentially spinning. Luo did in fact spin. He is in the runoff here at turn 3. We are back underway though. RoLoSky with a 2.5 second gap straight off the bat. We'll see if anybody can compete and catch up with him. Hopefully Dżej Dżej can bring something back underway. WasserSchwein and AD Gamer battling it out back in the back. WasserSchwein straight into the wall though. Oh. What a bad look for the Mercedes driver here. No safety car yet. Insidious, Dżej Dżej, and SenTeX all battling it out here. Still just a yellow flag in Sector 2. No safety car deployed at the moment. And coming down the main straight here, RoLoSky has a 4-second gap in 1 lap. What a space here. Insidious 2/10 off. Dżej Dżej only a 10th off of him though. jumping on. You can see lots of things about to happen here. Very, very close to each other. And Dżej Dżej splits the middle, gets past both drivers. Is Insidious going to be able to get BartheZ here? It looks like Insidious and BartheZ are neck and neck at the moment. We'll see here. Insidious has the inside, and they are right against each other here. And it looks like SenTeX is trying to take advantage of all this as well. He's going to cut around here. He has Insidious right on his right-hand side. Now he's right on his rear wing. Gone. Insidious thought about having another peek up the inside there, but he did not, and that means SenTeX is going to be up in the fourth. Only has the McLaren of BartheZ separating him and his teammate Dżej Dżej. Dżej Dżej, 3.5 second gap. He needs to make up on RoLoSky quick. Still looking here. Still all to play for in these middle positions. We have 9 drivers out currently, it looks like. Here after 20 laps, 6 laps to go. Coming through the castle section, you can see just how close these drivers get to the wall. As I keep saying, you have to have guts to go through that castle section and have no issues, and it looks like all the drivers do. No crazy issues so far from what I'm seeing. Everybody gets through the castle section with no big issue here. RoLoSky, 2 second gap now. Dżej Dżej has the throttle stomped, and he is trying to use that right foot. Purple in the middle sector. He is trying to make sure that RoLoSky knows he is not getting away easy. Jumping now, gap down to 1.8 seconds coming down the straightaway. We're going to see what kind of a time Dżej Dżej can set here. Dżej Dżej about to set a 141.4. That is going to be the fastest lap here of the race. 80 Gamer retiring from the session. Wonder if that is because of a wreck or if he just ended up retiring. Not for sure. Meanwhile, Dżej Dżej has the gap down to 1.7, and it looks like we have a great battle here between Bartosz and TrueHERO. TrueHERO losing out there. Bartosz is up into 6th place now, but TrueHERO was behind, and DRS all wide open. Looking here, SenTeX has now gotten past BartheZ, and that is going to put him into 3rd place. So the Ferrari's now on the hunt. Look at Insidious, though. Insidious thought about having a peek up the inside there of the McLaren. Did not do so, though. And you can see these drivers all separated by just a half a second to around a couple tenths here. Jump on board here. We'll see if Insidious through the castle section can make anything up, as SenTeX now has a 6-second gap onto his teammate Dżej Dżej, who is only 8 tenths off of RoLoSky now, gaining so much time and so little. See back in the back, it looks like Bartosz may have possibly spun, and Bartosz absolutely did spin going through that final sector. But let's jump back up here with Dżej Dżej. Dżej Dżej now only half a second off of RoLoSky. You can look here, RoLoSky sees him right behind. Going down the straightaway, he is going to have the help of DRS and Slipstream. Can Dżej Dżej make the pass happen here? It looks like Dżej Dżej gets a little bit worse of a run coming through here. Gap now down to 3.5 seconds, though. Dżej Dżej has that slipstream, and he is going. Gap down to 3 seconds. Gap down to 2 seconds. Dżej Dżej is flooring it, and he does have DRS here. DRS wide open. He's going to look around the left-hand side, and he is going to make this pass happen. Easy as you please. Gone. Dżej Dżej with a 141.1. Dżej Dżej with the top step of the podium so far. Only a few more laps to go here in FRL. Round 11 to try to secure anything. It is all to play for still at this moment. Look at BartheZ, though, right all over the rear wing of Insidious. Only 3 tenths separating them. BartheZ, DRS wide open. Can he make a pass happen here in this moment? Looks like he cannot. 2 tenths. He thought about having a late break, but he decided not to there at the last second. TrueHERO only half a second behind him. He knows he needs to get past Insidious in order to open up a bit more of a gap. Meanwhile, Dżej Dżej now with a 7/10 gap on RoLoSky. Dżej Dżej strong drive here, coming through the castle section, tries not to actually Ferrari it, and he does well, but he is so close to that wall every time he comes through. It makes me wince just a little bit. Coming out of the castle section, he now has his gap up to 1.5 seconds, and he is gaining more and more as we look. 1.6. 1.6.5. Meanwhile, TrueHERO and BartheZ duking it out there. It looks like BartheZ got a poor run out of the corner, and that let TrueHERO by. It means Mattey might be able to get by him as well, depending on how their run is here through the second sector. Looks like things have calmed down now. Only around A 1 to 2 second gap building up for everyone. SenTeX 7 seconds off of RoLoSky. RoLoSky now 2.5 seconds off of Dżej Dżej. Dżej Dżej has the hammer down. He wants this victory. RoLoSky knows all he has to do is finish the race at this point, so that way he can win this championship here of Season 3. Jump back here. BartheZ and Mattey having a tight battle back in the backfield here. Only about half a second separating Mattey from the rear wing of BartheZ. Mattey is going to have DRS here. 2.5 tenths coming down into the straightaway. 1 tenth. He is going to have a little bit of a dive here down the inside. And pretty as you please, he's going to have it done. But BartheZ may be able to get a switch back here, as Mattey had to go a little bit deep on the brakes. But Mattey shutting the door here and holding on to it puts Mattey up into 7th place. It does not look like between Dżej Dżej, RoLoSky, and SenTeX that gap is opening or closing in any way. Only 3 laps to go here in your round 11 penultimate race. All RoLoSky has to do is finish. And that is the Drivers' Championship secured. At this point, if he DNFs, it's over. All he has to do is just finish this race. Jack, of course, after his squabble with RoLoSky DNFing. Looking here, TrueHERO 8 tenths off the back of Insidious. Is he going to be able to close this gap going down this main straight? Gap still 8.5 tenths. It doesn't look like he's making up a lot of ground, if any. But he will have DRS going down this main straight, so I would say here in the next lap or two, it is possible that TrueHERO could make a lunge on Insidious. Gap now 9 tenths, gap down to 8 tenths, gap down to 7 tenths, gap down to 6 tenths, and you can see the power that DRS has. 5 tenths now separating him and Insidious. Insidious getting a little bit worse of a run off of these first 2 corners. TrueHERO, though, getting very loose and getting very lucky there, bumping into the wall. Does he have any front wing damage? He potentially could, and that opens up the door for Mattey. Only 2 tenths off, but TrueHERO does still have the DRS from Insidious for being close enough through the DRS detection zone. So Mattey can't take advantage of that major slip up from TrueHERO. Mattey 3 tenths off of TrueHERO. With the leaders, though, RoLoSky now 4.5 seconds behind Dżej Dżej. Looking here, you can see Mattey right on that rear wing here of TrueHERO going through the castle section. Mattey almost bends it there, almost gets a little loose, and that is going to open that gap back up to around half a second. And that is going to allow TrueHERO getting a better run through the castle section. Go ahead and run away with it, but it looks like TrueHERO had to lift there as he almost got a little bit loose. So that means Mattey closing things up. He thought about a dive up the inside, and that is going to compromise his run through that corner. That is going to allow TrueHERO to try to open up that gap again a bit more. And you can see behind him, Mattey in the Williams, right behind Mattey, having a look as well. We'll see if they can make anything stick here, coming through the front straightaway. Half the field gone from this session. And this is going to be final lap coming through here. And you can see Mattey taking a dive. They are side by side, neck and neck coming through. And Mattey makes the pass happen on TrueHERO. However, it is possible that TrueHERO could stay ahead, and he does. He breaks just a little bit later. But Mattey is going to try to have a dive down the inside here on TrueHERO, and Mattey clips the wall and slides. Tokyo drifts it up into the lead, but TrueHERO is going to try to hold on to it here. TrueHERO has a little bit better of a run, but Mattey is just squeezing him into the wall. Mattey is squeezing and squeezing. Mattey's going to break a lot later, though, and Mattey is going to have the position. TrueHERO losing out big time there through that curve, through that series of corners and that straightaway. Gap between RoLoSky and Dżej Dżej, 6.5 seconds. Dżej Dżej just absolutely running away with this race. Yellow flag sector 2. That is going to be for Bartosz. Bartosz DNFing now. Only a lap to go, though. No safety car will be deployed here. And it looks like he just clipped the wall there on the inside barrier. You could just see him on the inside of the screen. It looks like that was over. RoLoSky 7 seconds off. RoLoSky is going to secure your driver's championship here in FRL, barring any major mistakes here in the final corner. But Dżej Dżej looks like he is running away with the win. One lap here. One clean lap from Dżej Dżej to bring Ferrari back to glory. Looking at Dżej Dżej's finishes so far this season, Dżej Dżej and SenTeX, the Ferraris, with some major DNFs through the first half of the season. Of course, SenTeX had that win. Dżej Dżej had a podium in China. However, it has not been the season Ferrari wanted to see. It looks like at this point, Ferrari are going to run away and have a double podium here in round 11, barring any major mistakes. Just have to make it through the castle section, and these drivers should be good to go. We'll ride on board with each of them as they come through the castle section. Dżej Dżej here, going to be extremely conservative, I would imagine, coming through. Hits the curves, doesn't cut too tight. That is the widest we've seen him stay away from the wall there. He is through the castle section. Let's jump on board with RoLoSky through the castle section. Very close, almost clips the wall on the right-hand side. Doesn't, though. He's very loose, though. Can that open anything up for SenTeX with an 8-second gap? I don't know. SenTeX coming through there. And you can see Mattey and Mattey still battling it out, though. Just half a second separating them. So even though these drivers up in front are bringing it around here, still all to play for in the midfield places. But talking about so far, Ferrari coming back around into some glory. Ferrari, double podium on the board here. Dżej Dżej has just a couple of corners. It's been a dominating race from Dżej Dżej. Dżej Dżej coming down the main straight. Nothing can stop him here. And Dżej Dżej is going to win round 11 of FRL, and he's going to put Ferrari back on the podium. What an amazing thing. But RoLoSky coming over, and that is going to secure the Drivers' Championship for RoLoSky. RoLoSky is your champion of Season 3 of FRL. Nothing can stand in his way. He's dominated all season, and that is his race over. SenTeX and P3 securing the double podium for Ferrari. What an amazing round 11. Ferrari back on top, double podium. Insidious bringing it in fourth. In the end, Mattey and Mattey could not get past each other. So that is going to be Mattey P5, Mattey P6. TrueHERO coming across in P7. P8 is BartheZ, and P9 is going to be Vixie. 11 drivers DNFing here in this race. Vixie, the last driver to bring it around, and he is going to come around slow, and that is going to be your round 11 of FRL secured. What an amazing round 11, though. Congratulations, RoLoSky. You are the FRL World Champion. Mattey's getting driver of the day. I totally disagree with that. Give Luo driver of the day. His final race here in FRL. I don't care if he finished or not. That is a driver I hate to see leave. But Dżej Dżej and SenTeX, both on the podium here. Ferrari with a 1-3 after some very sad seasons, bringing it back home. Almost overshadowing the fact that RoLoSky secured the championship. But it can't be overshadowed. RoLoSky is your Season 3 champion. If I sound excited, it's because I am. Congratulations, RoLoSky. You are the champion of the world. He joins Max Verstappen. Not really, though. We're just FRL. Looking through many drivers DNFing here. Looking at 80 Gamer, Luo, WasserSchwein, Lord Zick, Jack, DEBE, Crazy Boy, Owski, Graxent, Noda. Jack has to be feeling defeated there to lose out on his opportunity of trying to get the championship by a DNF from a tight battle with RoLoSky. I don't know if you call it racing. I don't know who's at fault. I'm not one to make the decision. That'll be up to the stewards. I know it's going to be a major discussion there. But Dżej Dżej on the top step of the podium. RoLoSky P2 and SenTeX P3. Just great for Ferrari. Insidious in the Alfa Romeo. Let's not overshadow his P4 there. Absolutely gorgeous from him. Vixie in P9. Bartosz in P10. Bringing it all around. What a round 11. Wow. What a round 11. Just wow. Hang on just one moment. We'll be back with some driver interviews. All right. Ferrari back on top. What a race. Congratulations, Dżej Dżej. Congratulations, SenTeX, bringing Ferrari back on the podium. How's it feel?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Maybe I'll start. I mean, it's insane. It's finally my first win in this season, and I thought there's nothing left for me, but we just kept pushing. I knew Baku was mine because I really like street circuits and I always do pretty well on them. So I just told SenTeX today we're not taking it seriously. We just drive to survive, have some fun, and possibly get some nice places. And I think that there was also some incidents that helped us along the way, because I think we had 11 DNFs, which is just insane. So many safety cars, which really helped me personally, I think, because every time RoLoSky tried to overtake me on the straight, the safety car came out while I was ahead, and he had to back out and just go a few laps after me.
Yeah. I feel like lots of luck came into play, but also lots of skill. Very good pit strategy from you as well. SenTeX, P3.
Yeah.
At some points you were a little bit further down the order than Dżej Dżej. Like Dżej Dżej said, lots of incidents kind of bringing it back. How's it feel to be on the podium? I know you won Monaco. Street circuits seem to be your thing as well. Is it just something that Ferrari does well?
I just said on the finish line to Dżej Dżej that like for the Ferrari street circuits are something that is like belong to, because I won in Monaco. Of course, Dżej Dżej have opportunity to do that also, but he let me through. So I drive it to the home, and also in the Baku Dżej Dżej won, and I've got P3. Probably you remember after the France, you take me to the small interview while guys were still racing, and I said
Yes.
to you, like, the second half of the season will be ours because we still believe in those tracks and we feel very confident. Also in this week with Dżej Dżej, we're talking about like, this is our track, we'll do everything to win, and I can say that like we were very very confident this week, and as we can see, it's paid off because they have amazing pace, and he won, of course, his first race in the season 3, but fully deserved. And my P3, I was wondering to change my strategy. Of course, it was a little bit mess. I almost spun, but I secured my position, and then somehow I managed to drive until the end on those mediums. So yeah, I'm very happy for this.
For sure. I'm glad to see Ferrari back on top personally. I am very glad to see both of you strong drivers be back in place. Do want to talk about for a second RoLoSky securing the championship here this weekend as well. We'll touch on kind of the way he secured it in a second, and I'll get your all's thoughts. But RoLoSky on top, arguably a dominating season. Anything to say about that?
Oh, he's an insane driver. Like, I think he came to our league like last season, like near the end of the last season, and immediately he was just going podium after podium after podium. So it just showed how strong he is. And between, I think maybe the switch to F1 2021 caused them to be even better and faster. And I mean, the guy is just a league on his own. Like, we try our best to just, just give him a fight or something. And today, on our track, we felt that we can actually give him some trouble and take the win from him. But he's just insane. Like, he's so dominant and so quick. He has also great race pace, even though sometimes I think he's lacking in quali. Even though he has most pole positions, but sometimes whenever he has worse track, he ends up like somewhere lower the order, I think.
Yeah.
But overall, just insane driver.
So, SenTeX, what's your thoughts on it? Anything else to add?
Yeah, as they said, when RoLoSky came to us, this guy just like driving totally out of the league. So I knew that he will be making some problems to fight for the podium and also for the P1. But I think he's a guy, like, for us, he's some kind of level that all of us just want to reach, and I think it's kind of good because it's like motivate to us to just improving so much, and we just try to fight with him, as we saw, for example, Nota in Portugal, now Dżej Dżej, me in the Monaco. So yeah, I think it's very good that we have this opportunity to have RoLoSky in our league.
Yeah, I've been a fan of watching RoLoSky's racing. Dominating. It's been really, really fun to watch. I wanted somebody to put a lot of pressure on him, but it's like Lewis Hamilton the past few years. He's just a league of his own and ran away. Not saying that nobody can beat him, but it was looking very interesting. A lot of things had to go right this weekend, and it looks like for RoLoSky, it all did. I do want to touch on the lap 11 incident between him and Jack. Strong battle. Dżej Dżej, you were ahead of them. I don't know if you were able to see it,
No,
or if you
I
were
think I
even
was
paying
second
attention
ahead.
while you were racing. I am putting it on stream. I know I showed it to you all earlier. Kind of initial opinions on it, initial thoughts of, was it Jack, was it RoLoSky, racing incident, should there be penalties?
I think it was honestly just racing incident and was really, really unlucky for Jack. Like, I don't think RoLoSky slowed down on purpose. He was on the inside, so he had to like go at the corner with lower speed. And Jack probably didn't take that into calculation and just kind of overestimated his speed going to that corner and just slammed him, causing him to DNF, and that was just unlucky.
SenTeX, do you share the same opinion, or do you think it was something different?
No, I think JJ have said everything. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sure that's going to be a hot button topic in the stewards room, so I'm sure that's going to be that'll be the contention point of everything, because even if RoLoSky is pushed down in the last place, he still secures the championship, I believe. So I'm interested to see kind of how they interpret everything. Any big takeaways from your all's races? Anything else you want to add?
Finally win. It was fun. It was fun. I hope I can score the podiums with SenTeX, duo podiums in the next season, or
Yeah.
even in the next race, which because season is not finished yet. I hope we can score some nice points and have nice battles, clean battles, because after all those DNFs, I think we need some better estimating of someone else on track, where someone else is and what the breaking points are, because I think Baku each season shows that a lot of people DNFs, a lot of people run into someone else's backs, and
Yes.
I just hope we can. I don't want to like completely remove the track from the calendar, but I hope we can learn each season and just improve with every race, every single driver.
For sure. I agree with that completely. SenTeX.
As JJ mentioned, the season haven't finished yet, so I think as a team, Ferrari have still time to show their potential, and we didn't say the last word. So I think we will be fighting all in the Abu Dhabi because it's the last race. So we still have a week to prepare, but I think if we will hold our actual motivation and our experience from last races and our pace, of course, I think we are able also to fight for the podium once again. And I'm glad that will jump a little bit in the championship driver, also in the constructions, I think, or not, maybe. Even though I'm kind of maybe mad is a little bit too much, but sad, I think, about my driving in the first half of the season, because if I wouldn't crash 5 times, I think the drivers championship and the constructor championship could be looking a little bit different, but it is what it is, and I think I'm happy that in that place where I am now.
For sure. This will be a big jump for Ferrari and constructors, and it'll be a big jump for both of you and drivers. Congratulations on the double podium, you guys. Amazing. I can't wait to see the final race and see what you all bring to us in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you.
See you.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right. How do you recap a race like that? How do you finish off a race like that? Wow. What a finish. I'm just gonna end this stream and replay the last 2 laps for you all. Honestly, I'm gonna replay the last 2 laps here, and then that'll be that. RoLoSky, your season 3 world champion, FRL season 3 champion. That is a dominating. Let's recap how his season's gone. First place in Great Britain, second place in Monaco, first place in Italy, seventh place in Spain, second place in France, fifth in Singapore, 10th place in China, his worst finish, second place in Portugal, first place in Bahrain, brings home second place here in Baku, secured himself the championship. He can just sit back and relax now and enjoy the last race of the season. Next week, same time, same place, we are running in Abu Dhabi. It'll be the recap of season 3. It'll be the end of season 3. It'll be all she wrote. We'll see what happens, and then we'll get you ready for an absolutely amazing season 4 coming up January 9th. Going to be lots of changes coming through. 2 splits. We'll get with you on how to get through both splits. We'll give you a good preview of what you're looking for here on season 3, season 4, everything going forward. We'll recap some of the changes coming your way, and we'll get ready for we'll recap and end this amazing season 3 of FRL, and we'll look forward to season 4. Still one race to go in this season. It's all still to play for. Red Bull still have to secure the constructors. But with that being said, let's leave you here with the last couple laps, and then we'll jump back in, and that'll be that. Congratulations, RoLoSky. Congratulations, Ferrari. This is Bradley. I'll see y'all next week. And this is going to be final lap coming through here. And you can see Mattey taking a dive. They are side by side, neck and neck coming through. And Mattey makes the pass happen on TrueHERO. However, it is possible that TrueHERO could stay ahead, and he does. He breaks just a little bit later. But Mattey is going to try to have a dive down the inside here on TrueHERO. And Mattey clips the wall and slides. Tokyo drifts it up into the lead. But TrueHERO is going to try to hold on to it here. TrueHERO has a little bit better of a run, but Mattey is just squeezing him into the wall. Mattey is squeezing and squeezing. Mattey's going to break a lot later, though, and Mattey is going to have the position. TrueHERO losing out big time there through that curve, through that series of corners and that straightaway. Gap between RoLoSky and Dżej Dżej, 6.5 seconds. Dżej Dżej just absolutely running away with this race. Yellow flag sector 2, that is going to be for Bartosz. Bartosz DNFing now. Only a lap to go, though. No safety car will be deployed here. And it looks like he just clipped the wall there on the inside barrier. You can just see him on the inside of the screen. And it looks like that was over. RoLoSky 7 seconds off. RoLoSky is going to secure your driver's championship here in FRL, barring any major mistakes here in the final corner. But Dżej Dżej looks like he is running away with the win. One lap here. One clean lap from Dżej Dżej to bring Ferrari back to glory. Looking at Dżej Dżej's finishes so far this season, Dżej Dżej and SenTeX, the Ferraris, with some major DNFs through the first half of the season. Of course, SenTeX had that win. Dżej Dżej had a podium in China. However, it has not been the season Ferrari wanted to see. It looks like at this point, Ferrari are going to run away and have a double podium here in round 11, barring any major mistakes. Just have to make it through the castle section, and these drivers should be good to go. We'll ride on board with each of them as they come through the castle section. Dżej Dżej here, going to be extremely conservative, I would imagine, coming through. Hits the curves, doesn't cut too tight. That is the widest we've seen him stay away from the wall there. He is through the castle section. Let's jump on board with RoLoSky through the castle section. Very close, almost clips the wall on the right-hand side. Doesn't, though. He's very loose, though. Can that open anything up for SenTeX with an 8-second gap? I don't know. SenTeX coming through there, and you can see Mattey and Mattey still battling it out, though. Just half a second separating them. So even though these drivers up in front are bringing it around here, still all to play for in the midfield places. But talking about so far, Ferrari coming back around into some glory. Ferrari double podium on the board here. Dżej Dżej has just a couple of corners. It's been a dominating race from Dżej Dżej. Dżej Dżej coming down the main straight. Nothing can stop him here. And Dżej Dżej is going to win round 11 of FRL, and he's going to put Ferrari back on the podium. What an amazing thing. But RoLoSky coming over, and that is going to secure the Drivers' Championship for RoLoSky. RoLoSky is your champion of Season 3 of FRL. Nothing can stand in his way. He's dominated all season, and that is his race over. SenTeX and P3 securing the double podium for Ferrari. What an amazing round 11. Ferrari back on top, double podium. Insidious bringing it in fourth. In the end, Mattey and Mattey could not get past each other. So that is going to be Mattey P5, Mattey P6. TrueHERO coming across in P7. P8 is BartheZ, and P9 is going to be Vixie. 11 drivers DNFing here in this race. Vixie, the last driver to bring it around, and he is going to come around slow, and that is going to be your round 11 of FRL secured. What an amazing round 11, though. while you have all that happening, an AD Gamer in the Haas is gonna win the Spanish Grand Prix in your FRL League, round 5. Inside of Parabolica. Oh, and that is the Williams and Bartosz going around wide, but he gets past the Red Bull, so it works. Red Bull's going to try to get the Haas. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Wow. Are they still holding it? Nope, they're back 2 wide. Williams is still going to try to push it around the Red Bull. Red Bull's going to shut the door. They're going to keep it going. Graxent holding his place.